Yo, what up, dude?
What's up, man?
Man, it was so good having you in town this weekend. It was a much
Yeah.
needed, it was a much needed like mental trip that, yeah, I knew that you needed, and fuck, dude, we had so much fun.
Yeah, we did. I think it was like one of our most solid times. I didn't get like super hammered any of the times. Like I got drunk, but I didn't get hammered to where I was like, we got to end the day.
No, you just got hammered to like, oh, I'm gonna go buy $200 worth of video games.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a Super Famicom now that I'm like, okay, so I bought this.
It's awesome though. I thought I was
Yeah,
gonna have
don't
to watch him in the store because I was like, I know that he's been drinking all day. He was
Yeah.
at tavern all day.
Yeah.
He was gonna leave, and then Alex was like, "No, never."
Yeah, just hang out here and I don't know. We had a great time. The whole
Yeah.
day was awesome.
And then, as he's sitting at the bar, it's a crazy busy Friday. I am running my ass off just constantly. And then I finally get a moment to just stand there, and Jeff just like looks across the bar, and he's just like, "Hey, have you ever thought about getting ordained?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he stopped, and he was like, "Do you know what I'm asking you?" And then I just bawled. Then I immediately just bawled, and then I got it, and I was so excited, and I ran around the bar, and we hugged, and other people were like, something's happening over there, like, that's cool, but whatever, great. So then
Yeah.
I was like, fucking every 5 minutes, just like kind of teary-eyed, and then I got over it, and then I got back to work at some point, as you do.
Yeah, true.
As you do.
But yeah, dude, I am so stoked to marry you and Tina. And this is my favorite way that I get to announce it to anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking me, and just get ready
course.
for the fucking weirdest and dopest outfit.
Oh, I'm ready for it to be weird.
Oh, as you
100%.
should be. All right.
yeah.
Are you ready to get this show going?
Let's do this.
All right, let's go. Welcome to the BFC'S. What up, what up, what up?
Bow.
Yeah! So, welcome to the BFC'S. We talk about Marvel movies in chronological order because for the longest time, we didn't have any to watch, and it was a huge bummer.
It sucked.
Yeah,
It was
so
terrible.
we're going back through them, and it's a very, very exciting thing. But Jeff, what are you drinking, and what's the last movie you saw?
Tonight I am just drinking. I don't know why I leave these in my koozie beforehand. I am drinking a New Belgium, 1985 IPA. You're not gonna be able to see it with the reflection, but it has really dope graphics on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just part of the IPA mix. I think I had one last week too. But last movie I saw. Honestly, I haven't watched a lot lately. I usually will watch a couple movies during the weekend, but I was with you all weekend.
I know.
Oh, okay. So then I watched Balls of Fury, Pulp Fiction, and Wedding Crashers because we definitely watched all three of those at your bar at the
Yeah.
same time.
At the same
Wait.
time.
What did they all have in common, though, is the question to ask.
Think about it. So, for those of you who are watching and don't realize, or don't know, because why would you know? I have 3 TVs that I play movies on at my bar. And each day, I try and place a theme in between all of them. And if you guess the correct theme, you get a free pickleback. So, I played, at the beginning of the day, it was definitely Pulp Fiction, Wedding Crashers, and then there was a different one at the beginning of the day, but Balls of
Oh,
Fury.
it was Click.
It was Click. So
Yeah.
there's a common theme in between all of them. And I'm going to let you just I'm going to let this marinate. on
Marinate
you,
for a little bit. Okay.
Because when you
yeah.
realize it, you'll be like, oh, fuck.
I'm trying to think really hard. Like, what's the common fucking denominator?
Yeah, it took me a few minutes. I was actually kind of disappointed how long it took me. It didn't take me that long, but I should have gotten it a lot quicker.
When Jordan walked in, he figured it out within 30
Oh,
seconds.
he hadn't even
5
sat down.
seconds. Yeah.
He was
just
pulling his chair out, and he said it, and I was just like, I was so disappointed in myself.
That's all right. So you watched all those movies?
Yeah. What are you drinking? And what was the last movie you saw?
Well, I've got 2 drinks on standby. Well, 3, as I usually have a plethora of them. I have a seltzer water, as I always do. I'm drinking a Corona because it was in my fridge. So, thanks.
Hell yeah.
Whoever. And then for my final drink of the evening, I have a Bud Light Platinum Seltzer.
Hell yeah.
Which they're deceivingly really fucking good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to try this when I open it up.
Saturday night / morning, that was our last stop for the night. We went to the deli, and then we were like, what are these? We should drink these. And we did, and they were amazing. We were also kind of drunk by then.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was delicious.
I had 2.5 of them, 2 1/4 of them, which I didn't need the second and 1/4 of them at all whatsoever.
Okay.
But they were so good, and I have one left, and yeah, I'm gonna finish off with that. So
Nice.
great. The last movie I saw, I mean, besides all of the movies that I watch at work while I happen to also be working, the last movie that I put on that I truly fucking love is The Last Dragon.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
One of my favorite movies to put on. I got a group of gals that come in, and I put it on, and they're like, ooh, we're not going back to work. And I'm like, no, you're not. And then today yesterday I had my friend Aaron sitting at the bar, and I was just like, what do you want to see? And he was like, Anchorman. And I was like, great. And then I put on The Last Dragon on the other TV, and he was like, the fuck, man? I didn't know that was available. And I was like, we started at A, and you stopped. That wasn't me who stopped. That was you who stopped.
Yeah.
So, he was like, I'm just going to pivot my chair. That's all I'm watching now.
Wait, which Last Dragon? Are we talking about Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon?
Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Okay. I was just making sure. I was like, is there maybe like a cartoon movie or something? I was like,
No.
I was just making sure.
Bruce Leroy! It's
Say my name. Show enough.
so enough. So,
Who's the baddest man around?
so yeah, that's the, I guess, last good movie I put on, but I've been so busy with work that I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch a movie. I guess that's it. And I want to talk about the fact that today we have a special guest on. He works with me within the whiskey company, good friend of mine, Hanley D. Gold. Hanley,
guys.
Tell us about yourself. Also, what are you drinking, and what's the last movie you saw?
All right. So I'm Hanley D. Gold. I'm a professional bartender, professional drinker. Sometimes I cook, and it's good. Last movie I saw. Are we talking like fully watched or like half watched? Because I half watched Good Morning Vietnam yesterday.
Okay, that's
great.
Yeah, great movie.
It was fantastic, but full movie would be Interview, which was not great.
With
The
Seth
Interview.
Rogen and James Franco, right?
Oh yeah. I watched that a couple weeks ago too. It's okay. It's cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It has its moments.
it'd be very interesting if that's what got us into another war.
Yeah.
It almost did because
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking just grapefruit White Claws. Got 2 tall boys before I came over here.
Nice.
But
Honestly, I didn't even know they had tall boy White Claws.
Yeah,
I'm not big on the seltzer game, so I don't know much about it. So
I drink quite a bit of seltzers, you know.
yeah.
it's the only thing that keeps us going sometimes.
Yeah, that's a fact, you know. So
Makes
sometimes
sense.
a replacement for coffee. Yeah, not the best thing, but it works out.
Right.
So Jeff, would you like to announce the movie that we're talking about today?
Yes, we are talking about 2017's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Oof.
Woo!
Yeah. This is a bit this I didn't expect to like this one. I think I like this one more than the first one.
Really?
I do.
I feel like I didn't the first
Okay.
time. I was like, after a while, I was kind of like, no, I still think I like the first one more. But watching them back to back, like you're just full in. Like you understand the characters so well, which Guardians 1 does very well, that this one's just like, you're already in on the joke. Let's just keep going. Like we don't have to explain shit. Let's just go. You understand the tone of everything. Let's just throw in a shit ton of narrative and a shit ton more characters, and let's just fucking ride with a badass soundtrack. And that's what it does very well.
I would agree.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. It's also a very brighter movie than the first one. I feel like the first one was a little darker in tone, and then this one was just like a fucking pastel color palette of everything.
Yeah, it was. And I see your eyes, CJ. Yes, this one has a lot of dark tones to it, but the way it presents it is in a very light context with how it aesthetically looks.
I agree with that. Aesthetically, let's jump right off, and I want to talk about the CGI in this movie. The effects
it's unbelievable.
In this movie
it's great.
Are fucking incredible.
The budget of this was $200 million. If you would have told me this was a $500 million movie, I would have believed you.
100%.
I agree. I have to agree. It also has the largest CGI character ever made, too, in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Like, it's everything. Like, when I was watching it this time, I was just like, Jesus Christ, were they just on green screen sets the whole movie?
Dude,
like you would have to be.
You 100% would have to be. Or it's just a completely fucking CGI thing. Like, look at the scene specifically where Rocket is fixing the ship, and they're all coming in to try and ambush him. The effects in that scene.
Oh, brilliant!
The electricity that he puts through them as he like hits all of them in the head.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking phenomenal.
The fact that you can see their skulls and everything as they vibrate and get electrocuted is amazing.
Yeah, it actually received a nomination for Best Visual Effects.
Well, it definitely deserves it.
Do you feel like that's your favorite scene in the whole movie when he's just bashing the Ravagers?
I don't think it's my favorite scene because there are so many emotional parts in this movie that I really like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Like, when the time comes.
Well, this one isn't an emotional scene, but it's my favorite scene, and it's just telling Groot to go find the fin. It's just the funniest fucking thing in the world. It's so stupid, but just him coming back with the toe, and him just being like, "Please tell me you guys have a refrigerator full of human toes." Yeah. And he's like, "Nope." And he's like,
"Let's never talk about this again."
Yeah, let's never talk about this again.
Yeah, the comedy in this movie was so good.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was effortless.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they already worked together one time, and I loved Yondu's expanded role in it. And his whole backstory is just fantastic.
Yep.
Plus, you get that change of voice for Bradley Cooper because I felt he was a little more cockney in the first one. You can actually tell. In this one, you can actually tell it's Bradley Cooper who is the voice of Rocket.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely could. Yeah, and I swear Bradley Cooper, like, if he wouldn't have became like this, if he wasn't born a 6 foot whatever 3 beautiful man, he would have probably just been a voice actor his whole life.
Probably just would have been a raccoon or a trash panda.
Yeah. Like he's phenomenal. All of his voices that he can do. Yeah. Like he's really good at it. And I've seen him actually do like impressions and stuff, and he's really good at them.
He just happens to be beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So, was there? Well, let me get into the story a little bit because we haven't really hit on it too much. So, This takes place. It's not really concrete, but it's like 6 months after the first one.
Yeah, that's
it's not too long.
Said.
Yeah, it's 6 months after the first one. We find the Guardians. They are trying to get these Amulex batteries. Not
Harbulary batteries.
Yeah. Harbulary batteries. No, that's a... God damn it.
Hey, Mom. Love you.
Hi, Mama.
You missed an announcement at the beginning, so you're going to have to watch this again. So,
yep.
Yeah, track back later.
Hi,
We'll
Mrs.
talk.
Ferguson.
Hey, this is Mike. So
And,
harbulary batteries.
Harbulary batteries. Not even close. Basically, they've been getting stolen, blah, 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 by these, and they're really important, really expensive batteries to do something. I don't know. So this group called the Sovereign, and they're headed by this girl named Aisha. She hires the Guardians to stop this creature from stealing them, blah, blah, blah. Rocket ends up stealing a bunch as they leave after they kill the creature because he's just an asshole, and that's what he does. And they end up getting chased by the Sovereign fleet. They start getting attacked, and then Ego comes on set, and Ego, played by the amazing, always amazing Kurt Russell.
Kurt motherfucking Russell, let's go!
Snake Plissken!
Yeah, I don't know why that's all I saw him in this movie. Like, out of all of his roles, that's the movie that just kept being like, oh, these are completely different characters. Like, so they crash on a planet. They meet Ego. Ego tells Peter, I'm your dad. Come back to my planet. They're a little apprehensive. They come back, find out Ego is actually a celestial. And then, just like everything else and any other Sunday morning cartoon, and everything isn't as, as it always seems. And shit goes awry from there. So, them doing a storyline about Peter's dad in this one just made sense. I mean, it was pretty much set up from the last one. We all knew, like, okay, the next one's going to be about Peter finding out who his dad is.
Mm-hmm.
Which them choosing Ego the Living Planet was just such a fucking random thing for James Gunn to decide to do, to pull this fucking random ass celestial being from the Marvel comics and being like, that's going to be Peter's dad. Like, what? And I love that they addressed it like right away. And Drax is like, well, he has to have a penis. He was like, if a planet tried to have sex with him, he would crush her. Like, because that was exactly what I was thinking. As soon as they announced, they were like, yeah, Ego the Living Planet. I'm like, he's literally a planet. How none of this makes sense. So, but James Gunn, he likes to pull his obscurity out of the Marvel comics and bring it to screen. So
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true.
Hey, what's up, Ryan? Ryan's here.
Oh, what's up, dude? Yeah. So what'd you guys overall think of this movie?
I really liked it. I rewatched it today to prep for this, and like it's fresh in my head, and like watching it, like this was probably like the third or fourth time I've watched it, and like there were things that like stuck out to me that didn't before, and it was fantastic. I'm like, oh shit, oh snap, James Gunn is a mastermind of his craft and what he does.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's just like also little dialogue snippets I've never heard before. I was like, he really said that? Like, really?
Rocket muddles under his breath so many times that you always miss little quips that he says. Because he'll do that. He'll just be like, yeah, whatever. Like just little things he'll say throughout the movie that you're like, oh, wait, what did he say? Like, yeah, and you catch it after watching it a few times, and it's always funny shit that he says, but yeah.
Watching this back-to-back with Guardians 1 was such an interesting experience that I have never done.
Yeah.
I think you really understand who Peter Quill is. And then watching this, if I were to watch also, like, Endgame or Infinity War?
Infinity War.
After this.
Yeah.
It creates a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Because having it fresh in your mind of who this kid is, because Peter Quill is a child.
Yeah.
He's a child who knows how to fly spaceships, but at the end of the day, he is a fucking child.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was so interesting to watch this kind of whole through line happen and how he connects with people. And I can talk about the ultimate of what I think this movie is for fucking days.
Yeah.
This movie is, I think it's very different than any other Marvel movie. And that,
it is.
Yeah, 100%.
There is a large earth-damning thing that's happening, but at the heart of it, that's not what's happening. This has the most
it's such an intimate story.
It has the most pure, like, social interaction with each other of any other movie.
Yeah, like most of the movie is just dialogue. Except for like a real quick space fight at the beginning, and then like Yondu just killing everybody with his damn, with his arrow. Like, other than that, there's not a whole lot of action in this movie, but it feels like there is because there's so much shit that happens. Like, there are quite a few little fights and stuff like that, but like, you don't have like your big galactic fight going on, like super crazy. Like, they fuck them up right away, like almost every time.
Right, because that's not what this movie is about. Like,
no, and I could tell James Gunn. He took it out of space and put it mostly on a planet the whole time. And I think it was because he probably just didn't want to rehash the same like space fights and bullshit. Like, okay, we've already done that. Why would we do that again?
Well, I think it's less about him not wanting to do that again. And I think it's more about wanting people to have a personal connection with what is actually happening in the movie.
Right.
You look at the 3 main, even 4 main basic storylines of what's happening. All right. And I don't even think Peter Quill's is the most important.
No, I think Gamora and Nebula's is the most important.
I disagree with that.
Really?
Because I think Nala's playing with a toy right now that yells, "Oh no," every time she bites it. No, stop playing with that.
Oh, you girl, come on.
It's just a small child. She's just biting.
She found a small child. So let me finish my thought process on this, because you look at Peter Quill. He is a child that never met his dad. He finally does, and then has to kill his father, and then also has to watch his father figure or his actual dad die in the same day. You look at Gamora and Nebula. You see 2 sisters that have had a feud their entire life due to jealousy and one living in the other one's shadow.
Yep.
You look at Rocket, a misfit kid who really just wants to be noticed at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's all he wants. And then you look at Yondu, the heart of the entire movie.
That's true.
A guy who fucked himself over with the Ravagers and just wants to right his wrong. That's all he wants to do, and puts it all on the line.
Yeah.
This movie is about social construct and just relationships. That's it. Yeah. And that's what makes this movie beautiful.
That's true.
It is.
I never thought of it like that before, and you're absolutely right. You are absolutely 100% right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Obviously there was already too many stories going on, but I like that we got little moments of getting a glimpse into Drax's past a little bit between him and Mantis too. Like, we got little tidbits of like, this is how Drax actually feels on the inside. As soon as Mantis touches him, she automatically just starts uncontrollably weeping, because that's how Drax always feels like on the inside. And you're like, oh man, come on. Why you got to do that? Like, damn. Like, why? But
I love how James Gunn does that with each like, he has those little moments in his movies that tell you more about the person, and without like doing a bunch of explanation dialogue. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, because he does it in a way that you don't need to.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. We're not idiots.
Right? Yeah, he doesn't have to spoon feed us shit,
pander.
No, he's not gonna. He's not exactly. He's not gonna pander us, but he is also, he knows how to play with the really deep tones and the really deep, emotional aspects, like you were saying, while also being like, and then Peter turns into Pac-Man and eats him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he knows how to play with that and balance that really well.
There was so much like 80s reference in this movie, specifically within video games. Like within I don't remember
the starting scene when they're playing Atari, or not? No, the space. They're in their space flights thing.
Oh yeah, the arcade.
Yeah, it's the giant arcade thing. That's all Atari
all of those
sounds and everything.
Yeah, 100. Even them all gathering around the last guy.
Yeah,
that's such an old arcade thing of like everybody gathering around the last dude trying to win, and then he gets killed, and they tell him he sucks, and it's super fun.
Suck, Sandar.
yeah.
You might as well be a piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here.
We're done here.
And I love all the 80s, the constant 80s reference. Now you could be thinking, but Jeff, you hated Captain Marvel because it was so much 90s reference. Because it wasn't because these movies don't try and force it on me. It makes sense with the narrative because it's part of Quill's character. That's why it makes sense to me. It's not Nine Inch Nails and Gwen Stefani being shoved in my face every 2 minutes. It's a bunch of 80s references because that's who Peter Quill is, and that's all he knows. Yeah. That's why I like these a lot better, with their being very set in a certain, era.
If you didn't know, Jeff loves the movie Captain Marvel. It's his favorite.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Marvel. Like of
all the Marvel movies,
Captain Marvel is his 100% favorite. He loves it.
100%.
Is Brie Larson your favorite actress too?
Oh my God! Don't even start. We're moving on. We're not doing that. This is not what we're here to talk about today.
Guardians Volume 2.
So yeah, the sound design's so incredible, and the way that they like intricately put it in there. The way that like any song shows up, any fucking pop song is just so heartfelt, and like it brings you down memory lane, even if you are not a fan of Guardians. Like,
and then I mean, this one, I think the first one had a lot of good songs, but this one has the song that knocks it out the fucking park, and that's Fleetwood Mac's The Chain. Like,
but how that is incorporated into the movie is perfect.
And twice.
Exactly.
Right at the beginning of showing their chain break apart.
Right.
And then showing at the end when the chain comes back together. Oh, so good.
So, like, he did that perfectly. And that was the best song to do it with, too. Plus, Fleetwood Mac is one of the best bands ever.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to debate us on that. Try.
I'm sorry.
We'll wait.
Someone just pops in my back door. They're just like, well, actually, let's get the fuck out of here. No, attack. Ah!
Let me finish my claw. Just chuck it at him.
Yeah. So, I know you said that this character is the heart of the movie, but was there any standout actors, just period?
I mean,
Mike, you can absolutely take this away.
Honestly, I think Karen Gillan. Like, Karen Gillan really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
She was fantastic. She's a fantastic Nebula. To see her grow from movie 1 to movie 2 was phenomenal. To actually, like, have Gamora dead to rights and just let it all go and actually let her sister live was the first growing moment in how she springboarded into Infinity War and then into Endgame. It was perfect. Like, I can't wait to see where they go with the character in Thor: Love and Thunder in Volume 3.
Also, for an actress 100%. To be under that specific amount of makeup and prosthetics, and to just look so comfortable and normal.
The first movie, she had to shave her head.
Yeah.
She had to shave her head bald.
She didn't have to.
They finally figured out a way to put a bald cap on.
She just did.
Oh, what?
She just did.
We can't hear you, Jeff. What happened?
Did you touch your ear?
I don't know.
I didn't touch my ear. My foot was on this.
Hold on. We're having technical difficulties, folks.
Somebody in the chat tell me if you can still hear me. Or if it's on CJ's end.
Can you hear us?
He can hear us. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should just watch him mouth read. Lip read? Why do I always confuse Karen
Gillan with Taron Gilliam? Ryan, can the chat still hear me?
Married to Colby Smulders too?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Yes.
1 second.
Yeah.
Referee.
Ryan says he can hear us.
I don't know if we can hear.
We can't hear Jeff.
I mean, we can't, but everyone can hear us. Jeff, we could just guess what you're saying for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break while I figure out more technical difficulties. And, we'll be right back.
Toodaloo.
We're back!
Hey, guys.
Wow.
Fucking technical difficulties with our headphones, and now we have to sit super close to each other.
Which is fine.
Well, yeah, because we bartended together before.
But it's funny because now Jeff's audio is not coming through on my end.
Uh-oh. So
right,
one of the headphones is broken.
No, it's just, it wouldn't be a normal day if this wasn't happening.
More technical difficulties.
So, hold on. I gotta switch this to headphones and Jeff talk.
I'm talking.
Jeff's back.
There we go.
All right, I'm back.
Dude.
Let's
We're
go.
back. All right. Welcome to the trademark where we always have problems. And Mike, take it away.
So I was talking about Karen Gilliam and how Nebula, her character arc from this story, like on, is fantastic. Plus, she's just an awesome actress. Like when she was in Doctor Who, she was fantastic. And plus, she's a redhead, and we all love a redhead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
It's true. It's true. Until they murder you.
It does happen occasionally. But no, she's a brilliant actress, and everything she's been in, even the Jumanji films, like the new revamped Jumanji, she's just great. She's just great.
I still haven't watched this. I need to watch this.
Not bad.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Nebula as a character, you just watch her grow so much just in this film. Like angry in the beginning and then just somewhat less angry at the end.
Just that line between her and Gamora's like, or she's like, you always, you came halfway across the universe just to prove to me that you could win or whatever. And she was like, yes, because I got ripped apart all these times and all I ever wanted was a sister. And I was like, oh, I was like, damn it, you did it again.
Heartbreaking.
James Gunn, you motherfucker.
Why do you keep doing this? He knows how to tug at your heartstrings. He really does.
While we were having technical difficulties, Mike, you were bringing up the fact that she had to shave her head.
Yeah. She had to shave her head for the first film.
She didn't have to.
So I heard she did.
She thought she had to, and then she went and shaved it, and then they were like, oh, you didn't have to shave your head.
So I thought I read
But you can
somewhere.
notice, that's what I thought. I could have swore that's what I thought that I read.
Okay,
but I know you do notice in this one, there's a quick scene where she leans forward, and you can tell that all of her hair is just bunned up in the back underneath the prosthetics because her head's a little oblong, like, just a little bit.
Which is such that whole process of hiding someone's hair, and I've had to be in that process to hide my own hair. It's incredible. Not to that extent. I have not been in that much prosthetics. I've had to hide my hair under wigs. I've had to hide my hair under a bald cap. And oh my god,
how hot does that get?
Wigs or bald caps?
Both.
Okay, so bald caps, it's like if you put it on, your sweat has nowhere to go, so that when you take it off, it's like you have a shower of your own sweat happening. And wigs they're monsters. They're just straight up monsters. I hate them, but I look really good. I looked really good the last time I was put in a wig, so if you haven't checked it out, check out my Instagram, and you can see a pretty spectacular looking woman.
Don't you mean just Saturday? That's just a normal Saturday at the bar, right?
It's kind of a normal Saturday at the bar for me, so yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. CJ, who is kind of your standout actor in this one?
She didn't have that large of a role, but her transitions into different emotions and how she interacted with things, I really dug, and I really liked her addition into the MCU. And I'm going to say, I always forget how to pronounce her.
Pom Klementif?
Yeah. Yes, Pom Klementif as Mantis.
Yes.
Like, her little tiny moments of just being like, when Drax is like, oh, do me, and she fucking buys in so hard. The moment that she has with Drax, the moment that she has when she transforms Gamora is always such a quick, flip of a switch, and just seeing those tears run from her eyes. And I know part of that is like cinematic magic and like the way that they shoot things and they have a quick moment, and I get that, but I thought that she was so genuine in her character, and I really enjoyed the way that she was portrayed.
Yeah, she's literally a character just made of emotions.
That's it.
Like, that's a hard character to to do.
Like, just to delve, like how the actors like just delve into the psyche of their characters, and then they have to deal with everybody else's emotions too. Like, she's dope.
Yeah, she's great.
Jeff, what was yours?
I mean, I pretty much said it last week. I already knew who was going to be my number one, and it's one of my all-time favorite actors, and that's Michael Rooker. Like,
dude, I was trying to not choose him because that's my obviously favorite storyline in the movie, but I know I chose him last week. But I know I chose him last week because I knew what was going to happen this week. Like, he's so fucking good, and like every moment that he has is so heartfelt and emotional. When he's looking at Rocket and he's just like, "Because you're me, boy."
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah.
He's so unbelievable. He's so good. He's such an old school actor. He's one of those, I like actors who don't look like actors. He's one of those guys. Like, if you put him as like a dude off the like, if he was just a guy walking down the street and looked at me weird, I'd be like, this guy's gonna fuck me up.
He's in kind of the similar realm as like Daniel Trejo.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly who I was thinking. Like, they're the same type of guys that I'm just like, these guys have seen shit and done shit in their life.
Daniel Trejo has.
Oh yeah, he was in prison. Yes. Prison.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that pretty much just sums it up. Those are the kind of actors that I like. That are just, I just feel like they would just be really down to earth, just badass kind of dudes.
Well, so Michael Rooker is actually like a really fun guy. So my friend Amanda back home in Buffalo, she was out with like a Comic-Con type thing. I think he was coming for Walking Dead. Like, he came in behind her, like super pumped up, and like grabbed her shoulders and like jumped up and down. And then he realized, he was like, "Oh, this is the person I wanted," and just ran to the stage.
He's just like, "I don't know you. I'm sorry."
I'm
out of here.
Oh, God damn it. Please don't report me.
Yeah. Such a dope cast again. And then we get introduced to freaking Sylvester Stallone in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, that whole arc of like showing like, they call him by a different name in this movie, but in the comics he's Starhawk.
Yep.
And then we also get Alita, which is played by Michelle Yeoh. Famous for Crouching Tiger, like, you know,
Avatar.
Yeah.
The cameos in this movie are unfucking real.
Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
Yes. Michael Rosenbaum, who plays the like ice guy.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even realize that was him until I saw the credits. I was like, wait a minute.
Man, I was really hoping the Miley Cyrus thing was going to come as a surprise, because that was like my big like, whoa moment.
I didn't know until I watched that moment, or until I watched the movie, and then afterwards I found out. I had no clue that
I missed you guys so much.
Yeah, that was great. So hopefully, Mainframe. She plays Mainframe.
Yep.
But they were, that was James Gunn giving a little hint, wink, wink. Hey, we're gonna
do 3. I really hope they do Guardians 3000.
Yep,
with
Guardians 3000.
Crew. I mean, I know how old Sylvester Stallone's getting, so they better hurry up.
Yeah, we thought that, but they're doing another Indiana Jones, so apparently these guys could work until they're fucking 90, and like, I don't know how, but
you know what? I thought Harrison
are a hell of a
Ford
drug. So
yeah, it's true. I thought Harrison Ford would be done after his plane crash.
Yeah.
Nope.
He's crashed like 2 or 3 times.
Really?
That man crashes planes all the fucking time.
Yeah, and then he goes makes White Fang, all right?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. No, but
I thought you would like that.
And then I mean, the biggest part is the first creation by the Enclave, or the whatever the fuck they call him in this. It's the Enclave. The Sovereign.
The Sovereign, yeah.
the Sovereign end up making, at the end, Adam Warlock. I think Adam Warlock will be the biggest character in the MCU.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
But they already did
Like,
Infinity War, though.
I know. That's why I'm excited, because now I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna do, because they've already done Infinity War without Adam Warlock, and he was pivotal to that story. So now I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do with Adam Warlock now? Like, this is gonna be dope. I hope it's not just like he shows up for one movie and he's like kind of bad, kind of good. Don't do that. Please have him as a fucking character in the MCU. Like, keep him around.
Especially because, like, I feel like the MCU needs to go, like, super cosmic at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they need to start branching off, like, get off of Earth. Like, they're doing a great job. Like, Falcon the Winter Soldier was great. WandaVision was great. Like, I really want to see them do something different with Phase 5. Because they're going to introduce the Fantastic Four. So that's, like, after Guardians 3, that's a great another jumping off point to, like, introduce Galactus.
And then we have Eternals at the end of this year, too.
I forgot about the Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals is really going to push it out there. So that's going to be exciting. And what I think would be kind of cool is if you do all that, you have the Eternals, you kind of push it off of Earth, and then you have Fantastic Four be that branch of bringing it all back to Earth once again.
True.
Taking it to a whole nother fucking level. Because, I mean, yes, I'm saying Adam Warlock will be one of the biggest characters in the MCU, but come on, the first superhero family will be the biggest fucking movie ever. Like, if it's not, I will be disappointed.
Right. Let's forget done right.
Yeah.
For the fourth or fifth
done
time?
right. This will be the fourth time.
Fourth time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They did it has to be this time. For the general audience, they'll be like, oh great, they're doing another Fantastic Four. But for us who know the MCU, we'll be like, okay, I guarantee this is the way Fantastic Four was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And plus, I feel like it's going to need to be a little more campy. And that's why they have John Watts doing it. Because John Watts did Far From Home, Homecoming, and No Way Home at this point. Or,
Home Slice.
Home Slice.
Sorry. It's called Home Slice, right?
It's called Home, yeah.
Yeah, it was called Home Slice. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Homeless. Spider-Man Homeless. That was my favorite one. I was like, oh yeah, please call it Homeless.
Well, he's
Just a story about
me.
I don't even have powers. I'm just like seeing him whip around.
He might throw you a sandwich every now and again.
It's a slice of pizza. I'm like, oh, Home Slice.
So we're going to get really artsy with the Spider-Man movie. So basically, the movie's not about Spider-Man. It's just about all the shitty people that live around him. It's just their every day-to-day life trying to deal with Spider-Man existing. It's gonna be awesome, man. We're gonna win a BAFTA. Like, it's gonna be fucking amazing.
It's gonna be so fucking good.
Next thing you know, they're shooting it in Bushwick. They really want to get hipster with it.
Yeah. The movie premieres at Sundance. We're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on here?
We're taking it to Cannes next. We're like, this is an MCU film.
Like, what are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, come on, they did it with the Joker, right?
They did.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That is a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Well, that's not something we have to touch upon now.
We're not touching about that now because I will speak about that forever.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of do have to get back on like volume 2 at this point because I feel like we
branched off a little bit away.
We did.
I know, Mike. I know you want to talk about the soundtrack and the way that it coexists within the movie.
How the soundtrack, like, it's. So I listen to a lot of music. I'm a music head. I'm a music guy. Like, I listen to everything, and like how this soundtrack was put together in the movie, I felt was done a lot better than the first one. With how everything, like, each scene is paired perfectly with each song. Like, you start off. Hold on, I got to bring up the actual soundtrack.
You got them pulled off.
Yeah,
which was once again done by written by James Gunn and composer Tyler Bates once again. So it was James Gunn and Tyler Bates both coming back for this one and putting together this fucking kick-ass like soundtrack again.
Which, last week when we were talking about the soundtrack for the first one, a friend of mine told me that the actual like mixtape that it was based on was a mixtape of Michael Booker's.
Really?
Rookers.
Really?
Yeah. Huh.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't have
Is that
confirmation on that.
speculate? You don't have. Okay.
Him and James Gunn are like fucking best friends. So
That's like he is in every one of his films.
yeah. I know
Slither.
they're super good friends. Yeah, Slither. Yeah.
It's great. That's such an underrated film, and I hate
It-
when people shit on it. I'm like, dude, that movie was
No,
great.
no, it is. It's great. It is great. It's great in the best and worst ways.
Yeah.
So
They start off the film with Brandy, you're a fine girl, and it's Ego and Meredith Quill in the car.
it was also in Captain America.
Who was also in was she in Captain America?
yes, but she not as her
not
character.
as Mary Quill. She gets Captain America's signature in the 40s.
Oh, that's right.
It's the same actress.
That's right.
Same
I forgot
actress.
that.
Just bad casting choices that
Yeah.
sometimes Marvel does.
They didn't
That-
expect
that-
they were going to cast her later.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
Yeah.
know that when you're starting
No.
you're in phase 1? How do you know that?
True.
Yeah, they've recasted a bunch of people throughout the movies, I think somewhat accidentally, because they've casted half of Hollywood at this point. So it's
Yeah.
like where do you go
We need
next?
some fresh blood. We need some fresh blood here, guys. Where are we going?
Fine, I'll play Gambit.
I mean, a long hair gambit could work. Super long hair gambit, not like.
I mean, I'll cut my hair into a mullet. That's fine.
Yeah. Do it.
So, and like, like, Ego's gonna leave her. Like, he has to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the perfect song because it's a sailor. It's a woman in love with this sailor who
Yes.
leaves every time because he loves the sea. And like
Yeah.
Ego loves he wants to make the universe him. So of course
Yeah.
he loves the universe.
And it's so. Can I pause real quick on that? It's so fitting that this egotistical fucking douchebag uses a fucking song to justify the things that he does. It's like he's one of those guys who listen to Led Zeppelin too much and is just like, I'm a rambling man. I gotta go. Like, you listen to any Led Zeppelin song, it's just about a guy leaving a girl. Like, what a tool bag.
Well, no, I disagree with that because Ego has studied people over millions of years.
And that's the thing.
But
He's
it's-
never, but he hasn't evolved.
No,
he's
he
still
hasn't
just
evolved.
as
No, but I
But,
think
like,
that
do you
he's
think he's the
manipulative.
peak of
Like,
evolution,
he's
though?
100% manipulative. He's not trying to I don't think he's necessarily a douchebag. I think he's a terrible being. But I think that when Peter Quill comes up, he's like, oh, I'm going to use this tool to get to Peter Quill.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. He uses that to manipulate him.
Yeah.
But it's such a douchey way of just remind me of every guy who's just like, this song's about me. Like, yeah, like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I gotta go, baby. Like,
He's
I'm leaving
just about
California.
to say that the
but-
next song is about him. So
Yeah, I mean, it's Mr. Blue Sky. Mr. Blue Sky was the next song, and it was the opening song where like James Gunn danced as Groot, and it was perfect. And like all the little
it's so
tidbits
good.
where like he's like, Groot, get out of here, and then you get Gamora, oh, like Groot, get out of here, hi.
Yeah, it's so great. And I noticed that Rocket, I noticed both times that he wanted the music to play when he was in two big fights.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it hit me more in this one, that the fact that I think he did because of how much he looks up to Peter and how he doesn't want to say that and how much like it's become a part of Rocket is that he's like, I got to play badass music while I do badass shit.
yeah.
Because it was his choice both times to play music while they were fighting. Like that wasn't Peter doing it this time.
I mean, they became BFFs. And I love this. I love that in that part where Rocket picks up Groot and like he's like, "Get that out of your mouth!" Like you start to see his paternal side
Yeah.
with Baby Groot, and it like that kind of brought a tear to my eye, like very slightly,
Yeah.
and like how
Yeah.
Rocket grows through the movie too. And then
Yeah, and even no, go ahead.
No, no.
I'll let you continue.
no, I want because I was gonna go to the next song, so I want to hear your final. Your thought
And
on
that kind of rounds up too. Is like, yeah, you get all the Baby Groot like being a baby in this one, just his goofiness and not knowing anything. But I love at the very end when they're all holding him and passing him back and forth because he keeps wanting every other person. That is such a fucking baby thing that they do once they reach a certain age, where they just like you're holding them and then they just reach for the next person. You're like, fuck, all right, here, take them. And then he just keeps doing that and keeps getting passed off to each person before he finally falls asleep on Drax.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that.
And then the next song was, I think it was Lakeshore Drive,
Yeah.
if I'm remembering properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's where they actually kind of set off on the adventure of like Quill because then they get in the huge space battle with the Sovereign, and then that's your first introduction to Ego, was he was able to destroy everything. So this is like where the movie starts.
Yeah, because Ego is that tiny man. He was probably like this tall.
Yeah, he's probably
The
about this
1-inch
tall.
man?
I mean, if he got closer to me,
The
he'd
1-inch
probably be
man.
bigger.
Yeah, that's how eyes work.
Oh, we're talking about perception now? Do I have to cover one eye?
Yeah. Such stupid jokes, but it's so funny.
so funny.
It's just lowbrow humor in the best way. It's lowbrow humor presented in highbrow fashion.
It's the timing of it is just on fucking point.
True.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There's no.
Oh, there's something super epic going on. Hold on, let's pause for a second so we can have this moment where Baby Groot has to debate between hitting these two buttons, and we go on a whole spree of just trying to find tape. It's so unnecessary. It's the most unnecessary scene, but it's so funny. Like I love when jokes go on way too long.
Yeah.
Like they reach that point where it's like, okay, this is starting not to be funny, and then it just keeps going, and then it becomes funny again. Like, yeah, it goes on way too long, and I love it.
And then you get Baby Groot sliding down the hole, and Rocket's just like,
Oh yeah,
we're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
yeah, yeah. And then I think the next song would have been The Chain, right? That's when they leave the ship and they
Yeah,
go into
That's when
Egos.
The chain.
Yep,
we touched
that's
on
when they
that.
go. Yeah, yeah, and that was fucking epic.
That was
Um,
fantastic. And then I think it was Southern Nights, and then My Sweet Lord.
Yeah,
Oh, and Southern Nights, that whole fucking scene.
Fantastic.
Such a well put
Oh, yeah.
together scene in the way that they were doing it, and Rocket's just fucking people up left and right.
Dude, and
to
plus-
the whistle.
yeah,
Which
Yeah.
I'll remind me to talk about one
Yeah.
of the end credit scenes.
Oh.
yeah.
Remind me,
Yeah,
Jeff. Specifically, you remind me.
Okay.
gotcha.
No, you
Yeah.
can too, but he knows what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, I got him. Okay,
Yeah.
But wait.
and then
I lost my train of thought. Shit. Sorry.
and then we go into My Sweet Lord
Yep.
when they get on to
Ego's planet,
Planet.
and they introduce everything,
Yep.
and like it's this magical land where he finds his dad, and like and like George Harrison talks about finding God in the song.
Yeah.
And like this is
And-
but let's remember it's small G, not big G.
yeah, small G. Yeah,
So
and
like
then is the next big one father and son? No.
No.
It would have been.
come a little bit closer.
What was playing? Come a little.
Bit
Yes.
closer,
Oh, that was
you
great.
might kind of. But that whole scene too, like brilliantly done.
Oh yeah. Yes,
Brilliantly
very
done.
very well done.
So graphic without being graphic.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So many people
Yes.
died
Yeah.
in that moment. Like,
Yeah,
not in an instant of like a catastrophic thing happening in any Marvel movie. This is one dude killed so many people, more than anyone else,
Yeah.
without using a bomb.
blew
Just a
up the whole
fucking arrow
ship.
and his
Yeah.
whistle.
With his
Yeah.
original
And-
fin.
I think that was part of James Gunn's being able to like sell this scene to Disney. And
Yeah.
being like, we're gonna have like a cool tone and it's gonna be in slow-mo. We're just gonna ignore the fact that we're just murdering like hundreds of dudes. Like
Everyone.
it's just having fun. They're just like, yeah, sure, okay. And he's
All
like,
right.
I'm also gonna leave out the fact that I dropped shit like 7 times in this movie. Like they did it like once, maybe twice in the first one,
Yeah.
and they were just like shit all the time
Right.
throughout this movie. They were just dropping shits left and right. I was like, okay.
Honestly, that scene had one of my favorite parts when you had Taserface, like burned up, calling the Sovereign, and he's like, "Just let Yondu Udonta know Taserface was his demise," and she just starts cracking up at him. It was brilliant.
Yeah, just the fact that douchebag, the last thing he saw was just somebody once again laughing at his stupid name before he died. Like, fuck you, dude. Like,
You're a jackass.
yeah.
You tried to take over the Ravagers, and Kraglin foiled you.
Yeah. And then I think we get to, is it father and son?
I don't.
Or what?
I'm trying to think.
I think
Because
it
I
was
know
father and son.
Flashlight and Surrender were at the end of the movie. I think
Yes.
you might be right. Is it father and son?
Oh, no, that doesn't play till the
That's
end.
the last moment where he
That
plays
is
it on the
yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah,
that's right.
That is the
Yeah.
last moment. You're right. Which
Oh
is...
no, it's Wham Bam Shangalang.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When
Yep.
the fleet's coming back in to like take over, and that's when the final battle starts.
Which
Yep.
is such an exciting
Oh
moment.
yeah, and I love how it, like you just have Kraglin like sitting there like eating soup. He's like soup, soup,
Baby, you are so good to me. Soup, soup.
Which did we mention that was Sean Gunn? That's James Gunn's brother. I don't think we mentioned that last week.
No, we did not. No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we left that out, but him as Kraglin was great, and I love that James gave him like a bigger role in this one. Like he was just kind of there, had a couple lines, whatever. But I really do love that he was like really intricate. And I hope he comes back for Volume 3 as like really part of the Guardians.
I mean, he's going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder. He was
Okay.
spotted on set. He also has
Okay,
a bigger role because he did the mocap for Rocket.
Oh yeah, that's true. He does all the mocap
Yeah.
for Rocket. That's right. Yep.
So like he probably has like one of the biggest roles because to
Yeah,
bring a
that's true.
CGI raccoon to life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trash Panda.
Trash Panda. But
Yeah.
hey, there's only one thing in the universe like Rocket, and that's him. So
Yeah. What is it with directors, like horror directors making their brothers get in prosthetics? Sam Raimi did the same thing in all the Evil Dead movies.
Oh,
He
yeah.
always had his brother just play fucked up characters and stuff like that. And then James Gunn's like, "All right, I want you to crouch down and play a fucking raccoon in both of my movies."
and
Like,
you know he's gonna play Weasel in the Suicide Squad.
yeah, he's playing Weasel too, which
All right.
is awesome.
You guys, we're getting real off topic. All right, we're getting close on time here, so let's get through this album.
Can I just say this one thing?
Yeah, you can say that.
Who do you think is the most fucked up person in your life? It's probably your brother or your sister, so screw it, right? Let's put him in this movie as a fucked up character.
That makes sense. It does. Like if I wanted to cast somebody that I knew who would all be in, I'd be like, yeah, get a cast one of my brothers. They'll
Yeah,
do it,
I'd be like,
and
sure.
it'll be funny.
Oh,
Makes
Jeff, you want
sense.
to put me in a dress that makes me look like a monster? Yeah.
Yeah,
Done.
do it.
I would
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
So, real quick, before we wrap it up, there are four post-credit scenes in this movie.
Yep.
Yes, there are. It's ridiculous.
So many. It was just constant post-credit scene. All right? Couldn't even I don't remember exactly what all they were, but the one that's most memorable to me, and it's only because of the fact that as Jeff knows and Lance knows extremely well, is that I cannot whistle. And seeing Kraglin try and operate that arrow and stab Drax, I was like, yeah. Probably
That's exactly what you do.
he would I think he would be dead if I tried to do it because it would be way worse.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't work out. So there's so many post-credit scenes in this movie. There's so many things alluding to different things within
Yep.
Adam Warlock, within just like small funny moments that they were just like, let's do this, or bringing in
The
David
whole
Hasselhoff.
credit.
Yep.
The whole
David
credit scene.
Hasselhoff scene. Jeff Goldblum as the Grand Master is in the credit scene
Yeah,
of that
he is.
movie.
The tease,
He hadn't
that
even
tease.
he hadn't even been introduced yet. Like,
But let's be honest,
Yeah.
Ragnarok came out 4 months later.
yeah, they were just setting that up. But everybody was kind of everybody already knew like Jeff Goldblum was gonna be in it, so they were like, oh, dope. So, yeah, there's so much great stuff. There was actually a music video that went along to this to the song that David Hasselhoff called something Inferno.
Guardians
I cannot
Inferno.
remember.
Guardians Inferno. And all
Okay.
of the Guardians are involved
Yep.
in it.
Yeah, and it's fucking great.
So
and then
yeah, look that up if you have not seen that
It's
yet.
actually not a badly done music video.
No.
They
No,
definitely
no.
worked the motif for like that late 70s, early 80s, like do 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 thing. You
Yeah.
know?
And then we have the Guardians Christmas special coming up.
Yep.
I believe it's this Christmas. It may be next Christmas. I want to say it's Christmas.
I think it's 2022.
Well, hopefully hopefully we get surprised and it's earlier, and if not, we'll just be excited.
Yeah,
the end of next year.
We do get our taste of Guardians early on because of Thor: Love and Thunder.
True.
Yes, that is true. So that'll be awesome. So yeah, we ready to rank this thing?
Let's rate this. So,
okay.
Shouldn't phrase it that way. So, Jeff, how would you rate this movie from 0 to 6 stones?
Okay, I think last week I gave Guardians 5.
Yeah,
I want to say. Even though I did like this movie better structurally as a movie, it has a lot going on, which isn't always good for a movie because there's a lot of stuff I actually missed, I think, the first time I watched this because there was just so much fucking stories and this person's doing this and this and that. So that's kind of the eyes I like to go in it as. So even though I did like it more, I like to go structurally as a film. I'm going to give this movie 4 stones.
4 stones. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, what would you rate this movie?
I mean, the original Guardians is one of my all-time favorite films. I would for structurally, it was good. A little deeper story, get to everybody. 4.5 stones.
Okay.
Okay. Still pretty good.
Still pretty good. Coming into myself, and Jeff, this is kind of in direct relation to yours and my studies back when I was in college and high school and studying acting and studying specifically Shakespearean writings. Mm-hmm. Those stories have so many different storylines with involved with them.
Yeah.
Midsummer Night's Dream, Comedy's Air, that's you're following 5 at a minimum storylines.
Yeah.
And I love that. And this is about a catastrophic event that could happen, but bringing it down to just an emotional, social construct of relationships in between people, I'm going to give this 6 stones.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I fucking love this. And seeing these emotions happen in between characters, and I just think structurally, James Gunn hit it out of the park, and this is in the top 5. Not sure where it lands within that, but it is in the top 5 for me.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, what I was really trying to say is I hate Shakespeare. That's what I was trying to say.
I figured that's what you were trying to say. I know that except for the one with Leo, that's the only one you like.
Romeo plus Juliet?
Yeah. You like that, and then 10 Things I Hate About You, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Oh, and O.
And O.
The remake of Othello. Yeah. Everyone forgets about that one.
Yeah. That's true. Jeff, do you want to announce next week's movie?
Yes, next week's movie, which I will not be here for. I don't know what it is, honestly, CJ, because I didn't look it up since I'm not going to be here next week. I think it's Avengers Age of Ultron, but I could be way the fuck off.
I'm going to find out
Isn't
for
it
you.
Winter Soldier?
We already did Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Hold on, Jeffrey, since you didn't do your homework.
I know. I didn't think about it because, I'm going to Hawaii, so...
Oh, you're so cool. Oh, Jeff's going to Hawaii.
He's going to a luau, to a pig roast.
All right, so next week is going to be... You are correct. It is Avengers Age of Ultron.
Avengers Age of Ultron. Look at that.
You didn't do your homework, but you know your shit, so...
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, I just tried to remember.
Yeah.
So.
Mike, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, man.
Dude, this
yes,
was awesome.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on. This was actually this was a lot of fun. This was a blast.
These are conversations we'd be sitting around the bar having anyway. We might as well have these conversations with other people and put it up, I
mean, we could also talk about this for hours on end, too.
Oh, yeah, I could never.
I already had to curb you guys down a few times. I'm like, guys, talk about that. I feel like I'm like a batting down a cat's hand. I'm just like, no. We're not talking about the Joker. No.
Stop it.
Mike, how do people get a hold of you?
So I'm on Instagram. My my professional account is Hanley D Gold right here at the bottom of me in yellow. Other than that, I am also Cocktail Craftsman on Instagram, so come follow me. I post a lot of stuff about cocktails and cooking and a lot of my nieces and the stuff I just do. And when I'm at the bar, so come and visit me there too, because I work at Big Whiskey and Whiskey Brooklyn.
That is true. Yeah. He does all of those things. Jeff, where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at the Real Jeff Wellman on Instagram, and then you can find me anywhere you can find Blanket Fort Chronicles on YouTube. I have a podcast with one of our other brothers, Lance, called Have You Played, which you can find anywhere you can find a podcast.
Except for Apple.
Except for Apple.
Yeah. Apple.
Dicks?
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. It's a whole thing to get your shit on Apple. Fuck them anyway.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. Because it's really not that hard to get on Apple.
Yeah, I just don't like Apple products, so fuck Apple. Go Spotify. All right. Apple's never going to allow us on now because this one dude said that one time. Whatever.
Well, it's about time to announce that, so you can find me on my other podcast called Mise en Plastered, which is trending in the Philippines on Apple Podcasts. And also, you can find that anywhere you can find podcasts. So, yeah, great. You can also find us on anywhere Blanket Fort Chronicles. You can find me on Instagram at Colin Ferguson, on YouTube at Uncle CJ Reads. The list goes on. Just follow me on Instagram, and I have a bunch of links on my page. That's pretty much it. At Colin Ferguson.
If you live in the Philippines, please listen to Apple Podcasts. Thank you.
They already are.
Yeah, they totally are.
Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
All right.
Well, don't listen to me. Listen to CJ. There we go.
Listen to me.
This guy right here. This guy right here.
All right. So, yeah, guys, that was a lot of fun.
That was great.
Jeff, I would say let's hop on to Apex, but I probably should actually watch like a movie that's not a superhero movie, so I might just go do that. So,
yeah, do that. I need to go run to the store. Actually, what time is it? Yeah, I still got time. It's time for
time. What time do stores end there? Like fucking 9?
11.
11. 11. Oh, you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you again, Mike.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
It was great meeting y'all.
Love you guys.
Yep. Love you.
Have a great one.
All right.
Yep.
Later.
See ya.